Good evening, everyone, depending on where you are. Good afternoon if you're here with me in Maui, Hawaii. If you're with Sinai in London, you should be asleep uh, because it's after midnight. But if you're normal, like Tamika and others, good evening. I want to welcome you to our monthly webinar. We did not do this last Sunday because of the holiday. And so instead of having our fourth Sunday night fellowship, we have our last Sunday night of the month fellowship. And we are grateful to God for Sanaya's technical coordination, despite the fact that she's hanging out in London, uh, doing odds and ends on the other side of the pond. She was able to orchestrate and coordinate the way she normally does. So thank you, Sanaya, for staying up and being a part of what we're doing tonight. Want to welcome everyone back who is a normal participant. Want to say hello to those who are here for the first time tonight, and certainly want to greet those that are watching this after May 31st on our YouTube page or some other platform. My name is dfree. I am the senior pastor of the First Baptist Church of Lincoln Gardens and the leader of the dfree movement as we know it. I'm in Maui tonight, actually on my way home. My wife and I have been here for the last few days celebrating our 30th wedding anniversary. I'm celebrating my 25th anniversary as the pastor of First Baptist, but my 30th anniversary as husband to my wife. And so we've been here for a week. I have slept and eaten and have not shaved and have had a wonderful time. And as soon as we finish this recording, this broadcast, this webinar, I will be on my way to the airport. While here, I've been doing some work on dfree, and some of that work has been to look in on the work being done by others. Chief among the others is Tamika Stembridge. By the way, I'm outside, so pray for me. I'm outside in a restaurant that's not open yet with bugs and other kinds of distractions. And so just ignore this. I'm not waving at you. I'm trying to protect myself from being bitten and eaten. But Tamika, you've been a busy lady. Talk about what's happening in Philadelphia. I understand you were in Philadelphia just yesterday with a group of churches.
Yes, so there's a lot going on over the last week and the next week for dfree. Just yesterday we were in Philadelphia and we did our full dfree launch training. We had 9 churches present who are interested in getting dfree started at their church. So we took them through the history and the philosophy, but also the content of dfree ministry set up. So that was really, really interesting. We got done early, which was awesome, but we did have a very engaged crowd, so that was exciting.
And you were at the Vine Memorial Church with Dr.
Vine Memorial Baptist Church with Pastor Allen, and he actually sat in on our training, so that was exciting. We had 2 Prudential representatives who were there, and this was their first time going through the entire dfree training. That was awesome. They understand what it takes to get dfree done now, so we can send them out on the road to the training next as well.
Well, before we leave Philadelphia, correct me if I'm wrong. You know, this is our second effort to work with a group of churches in one particular city. Our first being in Indianapolis, and of course, Philadelphia is different than Indianapolis in that there is really no what we might call a lead church in Philadelphia. And so Vine Memorial, under Dr. Allen's leadership, has been a kind of host of our launch, but there is no church that really has done in Philadelphia what Dr. Webster and Emmanuel has done in Indianapolis. So is it your sense that there is a lead church emerging, or does it appear that we're going to have to nurture the churches individually, albeit at the same time?
I think it's going to take a little bit more hand-holding in this market to get us up and running. We do have, I know Triumph Baptist Church sent a huge contingent to the training yesterday, so they're very excited to get dfree started. Vine Memorial as well. But again, unlike Indianapolis, you're absolutely right. It's going to take us a little bit more to get them built up. So we'll be spending a little bit more time with the clergy there to really help them get it started, and hopefully we can get at least 2 to 3 churches up and running with some classes by the fall. So that's our goal there.
Well,
But they do,
Triumph
yeah.
is a great candidate as it relates to lead church. I preached 3 years in a row at Triumph for the citywide Baptist Ministers Revival. The pastor of Triumph is one of my mentors. He was Jesse Jackson's pastor in South Carolina back in the day when Jackie Robinson was not allowed to get off the plane and stay in a hotel when he played baseball. So you know how long Reverend James Hall, the pastor of Triumph, and I have known each other and how active he's been. And his daughter is his assistant pastor, and
Yes.
she's the one that really orchestrated the participation at Vine Memorial. And moreover, I did do a seminar with their leaders about 2 years ago at Triumph before the workbook came out. And so hopefully now that we have both enthusiasm at Triumph and we have the tools that we have and the team that we have, perhaps Triumph is a candidate to really take the bull by the horns, along with Vine Memorial, to get more church participation. It's easier for us, for those who are listening in, it's easier for us to work with groups of churches at one time because we have no office, we have no full-time staff, we have primarily volunteers who are responding to people's requests. And it's very difficult right now for us to respond to as many requests as come in. I get email every day from people saying, you know, I contacted you 3 days ago and haven't heard anything. Well, we've probably been trying to get to that email for the last 3 days. The momentum is growing, and it's a marvelous thing, but the more leadership we can get on the ground from people like our special guest tonight, the easier it will be for us to really take this movement to the level that it belongs. So I really appreciate you and Michelle Dutton being in Philadelphia yesterday. And of course, you were so fast by the time I called in, the training was over. I should have known, but Michelle is from Philadelphia, and you now live in Philadelphia, and you were in a hurry to get to Penn's Landing, so I should have known to call in earlier. All right. So what else has happened recently that is worth mentioning tonight?
We are launching dfree in DC this week. Very excited about that. Beginning this Thursday, we will start with a media day with Prudential. Friday, we're doing a revival with yourself and Kathy Taylor. And then Saturday, we're doing a full financial empowerment conference with Collective Empowerment Group in the Delaware, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. So we're heavy into plans for that, finalizing last-minute logistics. We'll be on the radio on Tuesday evening. We also have an ad running, so if there's anybody on from the DMV, just let us know if you're hearing our ad on WHUR. So it's exciting to get prepared for that. And again, this is another situation where we have several organizations in that market that are doing dfree, but one of our leading organizations is actually on the line with us today. So we're excited to hear from them and to get dfree launched in that area in a major way.
So Tuesday night, I understand, we're on WHUR,
Yes.
Howard University Radio, one of my favorite radio stations in the country. HUR has always been a progressive station, and one of the few stations that has figured out a way to balance contemporary music with old school R&B. They've got progressive talk, and it's just an honor to be a part of that. Who's going to be on WHUR with us Tuesday night?
We will have yourself, Pastor Weaver, who is one of the founding members of Collective Empowerment Group, as well as Pastor Macklin, and Jessica Brown, who is our dfree spokesperson for college financing, to talk a little bit about the conference. I also invited our team from Hope Financial, so we may have them call in to the station as well, just to get a well-rounded representation of what this partnership really means. It covers the full spectrum of financial empowerment for our people, so we're excited.
Wonderful, wonderful. You know, the move into Washington, the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area was strategically aimed at a relationship, a partnership with the Collective Empowerment Group. This organization, for those who don't know, was founded 18 years ago by Reverend Weaver, and it was at that time called the Collective Banking Group. And Dr. Weaver, who was an AME pastor himself, thought that African American churches would fare better as institutions if they would collectively negotiate with banks, that they would agree to certain goals with banks, that they would initiate certain efforts to have banks give churches better lending opportunities, and that they would also service our members better. And it has really been a phenomenal organization that has been groundbreaking in the area of economic empowerment for the last 18 years. Dr. Weaver has sought to form chapters in other cities around the country, so he's relinquished the local leadership and has retained the national leadership. And now Pastor Anthony Macklin, who is an active Baptist pastor, very progressive church, active in the Lot Terry Convention, is the local president. I spoke for their 18th annual corporate breakfast last December, and after the breakfast was over, they shared with me their desire to go beyond the collective banking relationship and really deal with more personal kind of economic empowerment the way dfree does it. And they felt that rather than starting from scratch and looking beyond the community, that they would invite dfree to become their economic empowerment and financial freedom strategy. Likewise, we were interested in responding to churches in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. And as a consequence, we decided that rather than going church by church or trying to start something new, we would work through an existing organization. And so I'm urging any of our friends that are in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area to come on out to Evangel Assembly Friday night. Friday night is just church. I mean, Friday night I'll be preaching on faith. Kathy Taylor is flying in from Houston. She'll be singing that wonderful song, Oh How Precious, and Amazing Grace, and some other great songs. We'll have some testimonies. We'll show a little clip of our movie that's coming out this summer, and tell you more about that toward the end. But we're going to have church. We will call people to the altar and pray that God will empower them to reach the financial goals that the message will make very clear. And then on Saturday morning, right there at Evangel Assembly, we will have workshops. We'll have workshops for churches that want to be trained, as the churches were in Philadelphia yesterday to launch dfree. We will have workshops on home ownership, which our guests will talk about. We will have a workshop on student loans and how to finance a college education, which Jessica Brown will talk about on Tuesday night on WHUR. And we'll have great fellowship. We'll have great networking. Prudential, who is our corporate sponsor for this event, will do a workshop on retirement planning and strategies to make sure we don't have to work till we die. So this is really a prototype. We've done this in New Jersey. We did a little piece of this in Indianapolis. We're hopefully gearing up to do an event like this in Philadelphia. And this event next weekend, Friday night, Saturday morning, is a kind of template that we're offering communities that are very serious about dfree around the country. It's an easy way for us to reach a large number of people. It's an effective way of churches to band together and bring us to town for a group of churches. But more importantly, it's a way to combine the need for churches to be trained with the fact that many of our people are in trouble and need help right now. We always have professional, licensed financial counselors on set that will give free advice to people, qualified advice to people that may have inherited money or may have had an accident or may be disabled. There are people that need help right now. There'll be housing counselors there for people to refer help if they're in foreclosure or if they want to sign up for home ownership classes. I think it's time for us to really turn the corner. We know how to protest, we know how to politic, and we know how to preach. We now need a real strategy that Main Street can use, that mom and dad can use, that college students can use to get from where we are to where we always say we'd like to be. So the road to financial freedom includes this breakout kind of event. I think we're calling it what? The Financial Freedom Weekend? What is the name of this thing, Tamika?
It's the Financial Empowerment Weekend.
Oh, Financial Empowerment Weekend. And unbeknownst to my team, I've identified 25 pastors that are interested in having this kind of event in their communities in 2016. In fact, on Tuesday night, while we're doing the radio show in Washington, I'll be in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, meeting with Pastor Marcus Davidson and his leaders about becoming the dfree lead church in Southern Florida and having a financial empowerment weekend in his community at his church in 2016. So if you're interested in being a lead church, if you're interested in your community hosting a financial empowerment weekend, if you're ready to help your community, your members, your followers, your family, if you're ready to get them moving on the path to financial freedom, send us an email and let us know that you're interested, because we've got an opportunity for you to meet with us in October when we're going to really roll out our schedule for 2016 and begin making things happen. So that's good. I'm looking forward to being in D.C. Tamika, I've got to run to Florida between now and then,
Oh
but
wow.
we're looking forward to the event Thursday. Now, we're doing something Thursday, too, aren't we?
Yes, we have a media day on Thursday in DC with Prudential, and we'll have representatives from dfree and Collective Empowerment to talk to the media and press and influencers about the partnership. So that's Thursday afternoon.
Well, I certainly want to thank you. You've worked tirelessly on this in between your partying at Penn's Landing. You've squeezed in time to really make this thing happen. You've gotten people that I never thought would respond to respond, and I can hear the buzzword. Just so you'll know, we did send letters to about 12 or 13 pastors in the area. I wanted them to hear from me directly that we were coming to town, and all of them uh, know me, I know them, and I wanted to make sure they felt that they had access to this event, even if they're not active in the collective empowerment group.
Right.
So it should be a good weekend. Should be a good weekend.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I
So
don't think Sanaya will still be in London, although she would normally be a part of the leadership team, helping out, teaching people how to use the Billion Dollar Challenge website. But she decided that there were more important and attractive and interesting things to do than to be on the battlefield with her teammates in DMV. But we'll figure out. Michelle Dutton will be there from our team. My assistant Michelle Charles will be there. My wife will be there. Everybody will be there except Sanaya Williams, who will be in absentia in London. Hello, Sanaya. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. How are we doing with the dfree conference? I've heard that the registration website is almost done.
Yep, we're on plan to announce an open registration for that tomorrow.
Tomorrow here or tomorrow there? I mean, which tomorrow?
Tomorrow there.
No, that's great. For those who don't know, we're having our fourth annual Financial Freedom Conference, October 30th and 31st. This year, it's a few days earlier. The last few years we've had it in November. And Sanaya is working hard with the team to put together the website. And I want you to know this, those who have taken the time to look at this webinar to participate. This will be the only conference that you'll ever be invited to that only costs $99 for 5 people. In other words, the registration is for churches. We have space for 200 churches to send 5 people, and I'm hoping it's the pastor and 5 of his top people, because what we want to do is just cover the cost of food. If we can cover the cost of the food, and that's your job, then we will take care of the people, the artists. I'm waiting to hear from a top gospel artist to find out if they're singing or not. If they don't come, I've got a plan B. But starting tomorrow, you'll be able to register, and not register, but yeah, you'll be able to register. And we'll be continuously updating you on announcements. We've got speakers lined up. But this is not a conference for you to come to hear superstar speakers. This conference is for you to get information from other churches and organizations that are doing D-Free. At this conference, again, you'll be trained to do D-Free in your areas, in your sorority chapters, in your churches and your community organizations in 2016. And we're also going to have interaction between community leaders, church leaders, and corporate leaders, because many people have wondered, how can I get corporations in my area to support the work that I do the way you've been able to get corporations? And so we've got our corporate partners, Prudential, Bank of America, and others, who are going to come to explain why relationships with these types of initiatives are important. This is not charity. We've not written proposals and asked for grants from these organizations. We have proposed to be business partners with corporate America that need us to be their customers, and we need them to treat us right. So this is a very important conference. It's interactive. It's going to be concrete, strategic, and information-based. So don't look for a lot of superstar names to come so you can come and take pictures and take selfies and get autographs and go home inspired. No, this is a working conference for us to develop tools and strategies to take back to our churches and our communities to help set financial captives free. That's what this conference is for. So sign up. We're only charging $99. This is the introductory rate. We're actually, to be truthful, we're going kind of Joseph A. Banks on you. It's like buy one and get four for free. That's the whole idea. Pay $99 for one person, and then 5 can come for that same fee. But seriously, the conference is going to be very, very effective. We have room for 1,000 people. That's 5 people from 200 churches. And for those of you who know me and are friends of mine and have been to D-Free conferences before, you'll be getting a letter from me this week asking you to be one of the first to sign up, because we want to make sure every detail is covered. And the more we know about your plans to attend, the better and more hospitable we can be when you get here. So that's October 30th and 31st. The D-Free website, mydfree.org, is where you can sign up, and we'll be sending regular updates on what's going to happen at the conference. But October 30th is a Friday. We'll start early Friday morning, run all day, have an event Friday night, go a half day Saturday, and then you're free to get back to your churches. Okay. Sanaya, we are also working on 2 other projects. We're actually working on 3 other projects, 2 of which you're involved in. Let's talk about the online instruction. I want to know when are we going to be able to offer people a chance to sign up for D-Free classes online for free?
So we're still working on finalizing all the videos and the curriculum for that. I believe the plan is to have it up and ready by October, the class. We can do some type of early registration, but we have to work out all that.
Okay. Well, I'm so happy that we're going to try to have this up by September. I think you said October. I think you meant September. I think you meant September. That's all right. They're right next door to each other. September. I know you meant October. And the other wonderful project that Sanaya is working on, Tamika, I don't know if you know about this. Do you know that Sanaya is working on the completion of a mobile app that you can download for free? And we're just in the final stages of approval. The app has been designed and developed, and her team is working hard at making that happen.
Yeah. So we have, we're getting that approved for Apple, for Android, and we hope to announce that at the conference as well, to have easier access so you know where you're going, what's happening, what's going on with D-Free.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's go to Hope. Let's talk about the Hope program. Sanaya, Tamika, would you introduce our guest?
Yes. So I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
So Sakina Kingwood is on the line with us. She is one of the leaders at Hope Financial, and they are a nonprofit organization that works around home ownership. But they are also one of our lead organizations in the DMV area to be offering D-Free. So I won't steal her thunder, but I will say welcome to Sakina and thank you for accepting our invitation. And let's talk a little bit about what you guys do and what kind of exciting things are happening with Hope and with dfree.
Yes, thank you so much for having me here. Um, Actually, Hope, we are a nonprofit organization, and we assist homeowners with home retention options. And like Reverend Suarez mentioned, we are helping with home retention based on, individuals who are facing foreclosure. So we try to help give them the options to help them stay in their homes, and also give them options if they have to also transition. We assist homeowners. We also assist individuals who are looking to purchase a home, looking to buy a house. So we give first-time home buyer classes, and we also give financial literacy classes. Mm-hmm. And that's how we got introduced to the dfree program. We actually got introduced through Marcia with Home Free. And we tried it out on one of our church clients that we assist. We have a satellite office in their community center. And they opened the doors for us to offer the dfree class there. So it was a test for us, something new. We were kind of nervous, but we made it through the first class, which
Really?
ended last month. Yes, we did.
You made it through all 12 weeks?
Well, we didn't do it in the same format as the 12-week program. We actually did 3 months with 2-hour sessions.
Wow.
Which gave us about a total of actual 7 hours with them. Mm-hmm. Okay, mm-hmm. So we had about 30 students that registered. Really? At the end, though, so they kind of filtered off, but we had about 6 of them that actually graduated, with 10 of them that we have scheduled to graduate, because we allow them to do a one-on-one session that we're doing with them to complete their full 7 hours.
Wow. So tell us about that experience. I mean, what was it like? What did you learn? What are you happy about?
Well, we did learn that we want to condense it to like a 2-month time frame. The 3 months that we gave ourselves was too far out, and we found out that people tended to dwindle away, too much time in between. So we have the pastor has invited us back to do another session, which we expect to start in September. And we're going to take that class and kind of consolidate it a little bit more. And hopefully we have more people to graduate at the end. Mm-hmm. So that we don't
one
have
of the things we've learned that when I taught. Well, of course, I wrote it, so I've taught it, and I didn't have a lot of drop-off. I had a class of 72, and about 60 graduated, and then a little less. But what our members have found is that if you offer level 1 almost as dfree and get people through that, mm-hmm. because it is so, it forces people to look at themselves and to think differently. And if they sign up just for that there's a higher likelihood that many of them will want to sign up for level 2. So what some of our people have found is that it's easier to get people to sign up level by level than for the whole proposition, because this is brand new territory, and although it's important, it's life changing, and life doesn't change fast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Tamika, you have some experience with that. I don't have any experience. I just know what you all have told me. Is that what we're doing, Tamika, with some people?
Here at First Baptist, we do run our classes in modules. So we offer the level 1 class, and we'll advertise that, and we'll run that class over 3 weeks. And then we have the 4th week just in case, people need to do a makeup or we need to cover some additional information. And then once they finish level 1, we'll say, okay, now we're going to run a level 2 class, and people will continue. So it's easier to get them to commit level by level than it is to commit for the full 12 weeks, or in your case, the full 7 hours. Mm-hmm. So maybe you break it up into multiple 2-hour segments, and the first one will be level 1, and then get them to sign up for level 2. That way they can also, it's more of an opt-in as opposed to you kind of forcing them to go through the full 7. It helps with encouragement. So they feel like they completed something and now they can move on to something else.
To something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we may even have like a sub-graduation. But the other thing that I have known both of you, and I've never said this out loud, is that level 1 assumes that you're going to write down everything you spend. That's one of the exercises in the workbook. But it also assumes that you're going to do it for 30 days. So the reality is it almost takes 30 days just by virtue of that one exercise to complete that one level. So I think you're onto something there, and I think as we continue to update and expand our strategy, we always incorporate things that persons like you learn, because we, at First Baptist, we've been doing it for 10 years, and we kind of, we've had to bring in people that have not been doing it 10 years to make sure we don't just do what we do because we do it. So this is very good. What about some of the testimonies that came from some of your students? You have 1 or 2 stories you'd like to tell about some successes that happened?
Well, actually, we did have one real good success story. I mean, he was so excited, and every time he came to class, he had something great to tell us about, his experience. And I can't give names because we're not allowed to give names. But he was there till the end, and he was just one that you could just depend on to be there, to tell a good story, and to really encourage the rest of the group to to continue on. So I really my boss, actually, she's the one who did the one-on-ones and the individual sessions, but she told me he was just fabulous. He was great, and we would like to get more. I mean, because I remember you telling me if we got at least one person, we were doing good.
That's right.
Yeah, so we did get that one, but we're working hard trying to get more of them to come up with the stories, come up and to complete the classes, because it was a good experience for everybody. Yes.
Well, if you get anybody who'd like to give a little 15 to 20-minute testimony, you can just record them on your phone and send it to us. We'll put it on our YouTube page. And if you have someone that would like to give a little testimony while we're in town next weekend, we'll put them on the program for Friday night or Saturday morning or Thursday. If there's anybody whose story you feel represents the potential that we have in that area, just bring them on. Tamika will just put you on the program.
Yep, I sent a note to you guys actually yesterday to see if you had a testimony for Thursday or Friday to share. So,
okay. Tamika, did Donna respond to you about Tuesday?
Yes, she did. I got it.
Okay,
so I'm going to have you guys call in. I'll send you the call-in number.
Okay, great.
So here is what I wanted you to talk about a bit tonight also. The New York Times has been running a series of articles on subprime auto lending, where the same investors that were putting money into these bad mortgages are now putting money into these car loans, where people are taking out 7-year car loans for 29% interest, and they can't afford to pay them. And I know that the kind of work that you do really protected a lot of our people from the mortgage crisis, because they had gone through homeownership training, they had counseling, they had down payments. And I guess I'm wondering, what are you seeing as it relates to trying to help people become homeowners, or at least transition because of the mortgage crisis, and how that links to the work that you're doing with us with dfree?
Well, when you talk about home ownership, a lot of the people in our area are really dependent on the assistance, down payment and closing assistance that the county offers. And one of the main programs that they were offering, they ran out of funding. So we're hoping that we could get that funding back in, or something to replace it. A lot of our homes in this area also, we have a lot of foreclosures, and our properties are underwater in this area. So the underwater properties tend to be the ones that you'll find that are being sold as short sales. And then homeowners that are looking to purchase, they're really negotiating, trying to purchase these properties from the lender, not from the homeowner themselves, but from the lender, to try to get the best prices. So there's good opportunity here to get houses at good prices. It's just the funding that's needed to purchase. So that's why we kind of try to educate the first-time home buyers on the funds that are available to help them with that down payment and closing costs, because many of them do need it,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
purchase.
Well, what we have found is that it's absolutely better for people just to know stuff, to know about interest rates, to know about resources, to know about different types of mortgages, to know what equity is. I mean, so many of our people, as we moved around the country, that are in these dfree classes, just didn't know stuff. They didn't know they could call their credit card company and ask them to reduce their interest rate, or they didn't even know what the interest rate was on their car loan. And when we were doing loss mitigation in our own office, as you do it, we had people who would come to the office who were in foreclosure and have 7 months worth of envelopes from their banks or their lenders unopened. And so that's why in the dfree curriculum we put so much emphasis on, open your mail, make a commitment, read your bills, take 7 minutes a day and really look at something related to your finances, because we just don't know, and often by the time we find out, it's just too late. That's why the work that you do is so important.
Yes, and what we also do is try to teach them to actually, like you said, look at your budget, look at your expenses, because I mean, home ownership is not for everybody, and
Right.
some people have gotten into home ownership that really is, is not affordable. So they have to make the decision that, is it affordable for me to keep this home, or is it something? Maybe I should consider just letting it go. And that's the hardest thing that a person can do, is just to let their home go. But your budget, looking at your budget, looking at your bank account too, because sometimes people don't realize how much money they're spending. And that's why we have to open their eyes. Look at your bank account and look at how many times you go to the ATM machine and how many
Right.
times you're at the store spending. If you're not able or willing to cut back on the spending habit you have, then home ownership might not be your best option. So sometimes it's an eye-opening experience for a lot of people.
Yeah, it really is. I read an article that I actually tweeted to my followers about a rapper that was very proud of the fact that he had spent $5 million on polo clothing. Now, that struck a chord with me because I was addicted to polo myself, but I didn't spend $5 million. And so the way we think about money, the way we treat our money, the way we keep up with what we spend really speaks to a shift in our mentality. And you'll see in the film that we have coming out this summer that there's a tremendous emphasis placed by everybody who talks on our mentality. If we don't manage what we have, then we'll of course mismanage what we get, even if we have more. So listen, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about your dfree experience? I'd be happy to include your 6 graduates in some aspect of our program, give them out their graduation certificates, or any access you want to what we're doing in your area. Just impose on us, please. All right.
Okay, great. Well, we're just actually looking forward to this next event that you're going to be in town, and we're trying to get as many of the church members to attend.
Right.
Actually, I've gotten an email that they're asking, can they invite more church members? So we're hoping to get a good turnout at the event. We're also having another church. We're having another. We're going to do another connection with another church to try to offer the dfree there too. So we're working on that. So we're just working to build up our dfree classes.
Right.
exciting to find out, though, that you guys are going to be doing the classes online for free. That's going to be something interesting that we're going to be able to help you to push out also. And the mobile app, I'm sure we're going to help get that out, to people. That will be a good addition to the dfree program and helping us to try to, push the word out and get the word out to our clients.
Yeah, we're working hard to really have a good arsenal of basic tools. Again, we have to go as a bit slower than some people would like because, one, we want to make sure that when we put things out that they're ready. But more importantly, we have to work within our budgets. We don't have any big checks coming in. We kind of bootstrap this ourselves. It's kind of people helping people using what we have, which is fine, Uh, we're not required to do this. We haven't gotten a government grant that we have to report back. We're doing this out of our sheer commitment to the financial needs of our people and the financial potential that we have. So it's a real grassroots movement that God has empowered through some very talented young people like the ladies that you know, Tamika and Sanaya and yourself. So listen, I look forward to seeing you in Prince George's County in the D.C. area. I hope a couple of you can come to the luncheon that Prudential's sponsoring on Thursday. And I'm really excited about meeting the people that have been in your D3 classes, whether they graduated or not. What we always say is that one step towards freedom means you're free. The minute you change your mind about the way you think, you've already become free. So thank you so much. And thank you for being with us tonight. And I look forward to seeing you in just a few days.
Thank you for having us.
All right. God bless. God bless.
Yep.
All right. You've heard it. Hope Financial, young people in the Prince George's County area helping people become homeowners, hold on to their houses. And their work precedes dfree. They've been doing HUD-certified housing counseling for years, but they have embraced dfree as a companion resource that helps them do their work and helps them help the people that they care about the most. So thank you, ladies. Let me just, before we close, let me say a word about the dfree movie, because the conference in October, the mobile app that we talked about, all of this kind of ties into a greater strategy. And the strategy really is to give people an opportunity to go through the dfree curriculum at their own pace, in their own space, in the privacy of their homes, or wherever they may be, online for free. So we began producing videotapes, and that's the key to this curriculum, because we're going to have, for every level, there are 12 levels in the dfree process. And we've divided each level into 3 sections. And we've got 3 videotapes that are about 6, 7, maybe 8 minutes long that walk you through the steps in that level, which means that we've got 36 videos, 3 for each level. And what will happen is you'll be able to sit down, look at the tape, pause the tape. Well, it's not really a tape, it's the video. You'll pause the video, and you'll be able to go through the workbook, read the stories, consider Claude and Grace, answer the questions, put the video back on, and do it in the privacy of your own home. You'll join the $1 Billion Challenge and set your debt reduction goals. You'll have your own account in our evaluation tool, excuse me, and you'll be able to go in and answer questions after each section about how well you're doing. It's all confidential. It's all privacy protected. And when you're finished, you'll be able to download your own completion certificate. And if you'd like to, come to one of our live events so that we can recognize you in front of your friends or your peers. So we have a 1.5 minute little trailer. It's on our YouTube page. You go to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/mydfree. And there's a 1 minute 48-second trailer there. That trailer gives you a summary of the dfree movie. In July, when we celebrate the 10th anniversary of dfree, we're actually going to have a premiere event and put out a 10-minute movie that describes three people that have used the D-Free strategy. One is a young entrepreneur. One is a young married couple with two young children. One is a young woman who's single and has a child. She's a single parent. And they're going to describe for you, along with Tamika and myself and a few others, what D-Free is, how D-Free helps, what the success story looks like. Then at the end of that movie, we're going to invite people to sign up for the free online class. So the D-Free movie will motivate and educate and will connect people. For those who have been through the D-Free curriculum, we're going to ask you to forward that to other people and recruit people to sign up for the D-Free class. For those who are seeing it for the first time, we want them to sign up so that by the end of 2016, you would have seen the clip, which will make you watch the movie. You'll see the movie, which will help you sign you up for the class. You'll sign up for the class. You'll get the mobile app. You'll be on the $1 Billion Challenge. You'll be a part of Success Measures. And we will have your testimony to report by the time we finish this year, so that as we go out in 2016, you can be a part of the army of testimonies that motivate people to take control of their finances and to achieve financial freedom. So that's what's in the pipeline. In June, we go to D.C. In July, we celebrate the 10th anniversary. In August, the movie will be promoted and we sign people up for classes. In September, we'll start our classes. In October, we have our conference. In November, I celebrate my 25th pastoral anniversary. And then in December, hopefully, I'll come back to Maui and sleep while Tamika goes to Penn's Landing. So that's where we are. That's the agenda. Sanaya, did I miss anything?
No, I think that's everything.
Okay.
Be
Next time,
sure you can just.
remind me to talk about London, Ghana, Botswana, and Jamaica. That's our international things. But go ahead.
And for anybody that wants to stay connected, you can go to mydfree.org and sign up for our monthly newsletter on that page. And then you'll also find out information on the events tab. If you go there, you'll see all the events that we have coming up, so you can find out which events to attend and where they are.
Great. Great. Tamika, anything to close?
She's not there.
Oh, she's gone already. She's gone back to Penn's Landing, I guess. All right. Thank you, ladies. Sanaya, thank you so much. I know it's in the middle of the night where you are, so go to bed.
I will.
And
All right. Thank you.
Sister Hope, I'll say, Tamika, did we miss anything?
Nope, we got it all. Sorry,
I
I
thought
dropped
you were
off
back
for a
at,
second.
no, I thought you were back at Penn's Landing.
You know,
All right, ladies. Thank you so much. And I'll see you this week. We have a lot to do. Sanaya, you stay safe over there across the pond.
I will.
all right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Safe travels.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.